it's your girl Missniecytv, and I'm here to do a review for Sistas Season 6, Episode 6. The episode starts off with Danny and Preston in the bed, and Danny wakes up like, how did I get here? Preston eventually wakes up and he says, well, you came in and jumped on me last night. Then Preston was like, you was doing the cowgirl too, and you enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it too. Then Danny was like, I didn't mean for that to happen, and Preston was like, you recorded us having sex, and then he was like, I didn't make no porn tape. Then Preston was like, yes you did. And then he was like, you also told me that you loved me and how you're sorry for everything, how everything went down. And I'm like, Danny, why does it take you to be high for you to express how you truly feel? Why couldn't you tell him this when you were sober? Then Preston was like, you enjoyed the sex. And Danny was like, how you know? Because he was like, your nipples are hard. And Danny was like, I'm not a man. Then she gets up because she has to get ready for work, and she goes to the bathroom and she talks to herself in the mirror. Like, this is what we do? Yes, Danny, this is what you do all the time when you're drunk and high. Luckily, it was Preston and not a stranger, because you see what could happen to you if you keep doing this and you bring strangers into it. Then we have ditzy, delusional Karen going over to Andy's house to tell her that she's on her way to the salon and she needed to talk to her, and how Zach called her and they was talking and he was being sweet to her, and how he offered to fix this salon. And Andy asked a valid question like, what is this? Why are you doing this when I offered to help you rebuild the salon and you didn't want to take my help? Then Karen says, I just wanted it from him. Then Andy's like, what is this? Because is he the father or something? Then Karen's like, I'm not doing this with you, but you saw the way he looked at me when he thought I was dead, and the truth comes out when tragedies happen. Andy's like, we close this book. He's in love with Fatima. I don't know why you're trying to reopen it. And then after they're done talking about Karen and Zach, Andy tells Karen about how she was talking to Gary and how she said some mean things because she was high and drunk. Like, girl, are you reconsidering what you said? No, you need to stand on your 10 and stand on your ground. Because I'm glad that you finally got some sense. Over to Zach and Fatima's house, and Fatima's trying to tiptoe out the door without waking Zach up so she doesn't have to talk to him. Then, when Zach wakes up, Karen calls him talking about something. Alright, it's morning. Get up. I'm about to head over to the salon. Zach's like, give me 45 minutes. Karen's like, well, do you want something to eat? Because I'm about to go get some breakfast. I can go get that biscuit that you like. Like, girl, stop trying to work your way in. It's not going to work. He has a whole fiance. Even though he's being oblivious to the fact of what he's doing, he still loves Fatima, and they're still engaged. So, girl, play a role. Zach calls Fatima once he realizes that she's not in the bed, and that she made up her side of the bed, but didn't make his up. And he calls to figure out where she's at, but she didn't answer the phone. He's like, stop being petty. Then we have thing 1 and thing 2, Gary and Hayden talking in Gary's office, because Hayden goes in there all frantic talking about, bro, I did something really stupid and I need to talk to you. He was like, so what happened? And Hayden's like, well, you know how I took my girl on a vacation and how we were supposed to go to Miami, right? He was like, well, she didn't want to go to Miami anymore. And we went to Vegas and we got super drunk and we did the whole Vegas Elvis style wedding. Gary's like, what are you telling me for? You're a lawyer. You can get it annulled. Hayden's like, well, I like her and I don't want to get it annulled, but I don't know her. Gary's like, you vetted her, right? He's like, yeah, but I did my own type of search. Gary's like, you vetted her, right? Then he ends up saying, well, not really. Gary's like, give me her name and I'll look and I'll do my own search. So whatever happens to Hayden after this point is his own fault. Then we get to Sabrina going over to Calvin and Maurice's house, trying to get Maurice up so they could go see the lawyer. And Maurice is being dramatic because he's scared and frightened about going to see the lawyer because he's scared of the outcome. And then he says, I don't want to go to no lawyer that your African prince boyfriend hired because they're going to try to stick me with a lot of years because Bio is homophobic. And Sabrina's like, no, he's not. But I'm like, Sabrina, why would you go with a lawyer that somebody else hired that you barely know when you know your friend is a lawyer and works in a law firm that can supply you with a lawyer? Make that make sense. At the law firm, we have Fatima and Andy talking, and Andy says, I got that paperwork done for you. And then Andy notices that Fatima is not her normal self, and she tries to talk to Fatima and ask her what's wrong. And Fatima's like, I'm not trying to play these games with you, Andy, today. Then Andy's like, I really don't know what's going on. So Fatima's like, you didn't see the way he left me and Then Zach decides to take it upon himself to go up to the law firm and try to talk to Fatima. And Fatima's not in the mood to talk right now. And she's like, Zach, I'm at work. Then Andy's like, we have a deposition to get to. She has to really do some work. And then Zach is like, nah, I want to know why you haven't talked to me and why you are not answering me. Then Fatima's like, I can't do this, I'm at work. Fatima walks away and it's just Andy and Zach talking, and Zach's like, what did I do? Andy's like, you don't know what you did and how you stormed out of here and left your future spouse to just look at you like you were crazy. Then Zach was like, I'm just trying to help, and I really thought she was dead. But then Andy's like, you don't know how you made Fatima feel, do you? Zach was like, I'm just trying to help. I wasn't trying to make her feel no type of way. Well, Andy's like, well, you did, and you're up your way to Schitt's Creek, buddy, and there's just no way you could fix this right now. And I don't even see why you're going to Karen's salon, and do you hear yourself talking? You're just adding more fuel to the fire. Then Zach's like, well, will you tell Fatima that I'm on my way to Karen's salon? Then Andy's like, well, you're already in some trouble, so you're just adding more fuel. Andy walks in, and Fatima's in her office, and they have a conversation, and Fatima's like, he's lucky I'm processing this stuff, because if I wasn't, it wouldn't be good for him. Then Fatima's like, I already know that he's going to Karen's salon, because I heard him talking to her this morning, and he was using his I'm in love with you voice. And Andy's like, how do you know? Fatima's like, I know. She's like, I know his I'm in love with you voice, his I want to have sex voice, and I'm angry voice. And he was definitely using I'm his in love with you voice. And Andy's like, oh. Then as they're talking, Fatima's toying with her ring. And then Andy's like, what are you doing? Andy's like, I know you're not taking it off. And then Fatima's like, then she takes it off. Then Andy's like, I want you to come in this deposition with me. Fatima's like, you know you don't need me in there. But Andy's like, I want you to be in there because you need practice to be a good lawyer, right? Fatima takes her ring off and she gives it to Andy so Andy could keep it so that Fatima doesn't lose it. While in the office, Andy puts it in his box. And I'm like, girl, that box has no lock on it. And anybody can walk into your office and find it. So you would be in big trouble if that ring comes up missing because you put it in a box that any and everybody can see. Sabrina and Maurice and Calvin finally make it to the lawyer's office, and Maurice walks in with his dramatics and theatrical performances. And the lawyer's like, let's get down to business. Then the lawyer's like, well, you guys are in big trouble because of this tape that we have of Maurice confessing that he was the mastermind to the bank robbery. And what makes it even clearly, you can tell this is a joke, but Maurice, this should teach you a lesson on how not to play in serious situations anymore. And be careful who you're talking to and who you date and who you hang around, because they could be recording you. arrives to the salon and she's talking to Pam. And Pam's like, what is he doing here? Then come to find out it's Aaron. Aaron's like, I just came to help you clean up. Then Karen's like, how bad is it? Then Aaron's like, not that bad. Just a few damages, but it's not that bad. This is when Zach pulls up, and Zach and Aaron have their little altercation like they always do. And Aaron's looking at Zach like, what is he doing here? Karen tells Aaron to go inside so she could talk to Zach. But I'm like, why are you doing that? Zach says something, and Karen's like, I want to go inside. And Zach's like, you shouldn't do that because it might not be good for the baby. And Karen's like, you right. Then she leans over and kisses him on the cheek. Like, Zach, why are you letting her get that close to you? Why are you letting her kiss you on the cheek? Like, are you oblivious to the fact of what you're doing? Or you just like the attention? Because there is no way that as a engaged man, you should be letting this carry on. I don't care if you want to be Captain Sable, you should not be doing this. Turn around to see Fatima standing there like, you didn't hear a car pull up? Because I know I did. I was like, you and Karen both want to be singing Precious Lord. Going up yonder, because y'all both going to end up in some caskets playing with Fatima. Well, let me know what you guys think about the episode. Let me know what you guys think about the Zach and Fatima situation and Karen situation. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your bell notifications. Bye.